Today I'm going to show you how Showroom Auto Detailing details our cars and what we use. We have our snow foam cannon, our iron decontamination wheel cleaner, our tyre gel, tyre shine, all-purpose cleaner, our clay lubricant, glass cleaner, and our spray detailer and wax. Then we've got our snow foam soap, which we dilute in the snow foam cannon, and our car wash soap. Then we've got our towels, which we use for the final detail and drying, a couple of rags. Then we've got our wash bucket, which we have a microfiber sponge in there, a soft brush for around the badges and the front grills and stuff like that, and a grip guard to catch all the dirt falling off the wash mitt. We've got our rinse bucket, which we fill with clean water and rinse out our wash mitt with another grit guard to catch all the dirt. Then we've got our wheel bucket, which we keep separate so there's no contamination, which we have stuff like this in there, which gets inside the wheel barrels, inside the spokes. We have this brush, which we clean the tyres with, the wheel arches. Then we have little detail brushes, which gets inside the nuts, inside the spokes, stuff like that. Then we have another separate bucket, which we have with clean water and our wash mitt, which I rinse off after every panel. Our Kasha pressure washer with a short trigger gun. Okay, so I've got my wheel cleaner with me and my all-purpose cleaner and the wheel bucket with all the brushes you saw in there before. So I'm just gonna pre-soak the wheel arches with the all-purpose cleaner and the wheels. The wheel cleaner on the rims, and inside the wheel barrels, on the brake calipers. I'm just going to let that dwell for a bit. So that's been dwelling for about a minute now, so now I'm just going to hit it with a high pressure rinse. Then once all the wheels are done, I'm going to get my snow foam cannon, attach it to my pressure washer for the pre-foam soak. So we've let the snow foam dwell for a couple of minutes, just getting to work on all that hard dirt that's on the surface, so we should rinse off. So now that you've given the car the rinse and rinsed off all the dirt, you can get your soapy bucket and your microfiber wash mitt and hit it with the contact wash. Always in straight lines because we don't want to force any swirls onto the paint. Now after every couple of panels, depending on how dirty the car is, you want to get your microfiber wash mitt, get it into your rinse bucket and just rub it down onto your grit guard, get all that dirt off. Just rinse off as much dirt as possible. Back into your soapy water and go again. Now we're going to get our iron remover, which is paint safe, and we're just going to spray it on the paint and let it dwell for a few minutes, and that'll just lift up and decontaminate any iron particles that are left in the paint. So now once we've decontaminated the paint of any iron, we're going to get our clay lube and our claying mitt, and we're going to decontaminate the paint any further of any embedded contaminants on the paint. If you can hear, it sounds rough even though we've washed it. So we just hit it with that clay lube so we don't mar the paint and just rub it on there. We want to pick up all the contaminants with the claying rubber. And if you hear it, so now that we've rinsed the paint and washed out our clay mitt, you'll hear the paint compared to what it was before. Can't hear a thing. It's just completely smooth and free of any embedded contaminants, and now it's ready to be polished or paint corrected, and you won't have to worry about rubbing back in any of all that rough contamination back into the paint, which will cause further swirls and make it worse than what the car was when you first brought it in. So another thing that we use that we forgot to mention is a leaf blower, which we use for all the door handles, mirrors, cracks, crevices, wheels, and all that sort of stuff. Because if you ever see cars after they're washed, you see all the drip marks and the stained water marks dripping down. That's because all the crevices haven't been blown out of any excess water. So now that we've blown out all the excess water out of the badges and mirrors and cracks and crevices, since blowing did most of the drying, we're just going to go straight onto our spray sealant with two cloths here. And we'll use one cloth to get all that sealant on the paint. We'll get our second cloth to buff off the excess. To the glass, I have my glass cleaner, which is Invisible Glass by Stoner, which is by far the best glass cleaner I've ever used, and I've been through plenty. And this is the towel I'm using. It's a microfiber towel, which is called the waffle weave towel, which is lint free. And I like to spray it onto the towel, and then I just work it into the glass, turn the towel over, and just buff the excess off. And I'll do the same for the other side.